The last thing, and this is where I truly captured the ability of the Apple Watch to help you be more productive. Welcome to the Better Buy, where I give you the information you need on the stuff that you want so that you can make the better buy. In this video, I'm going to show you how I used my Apple Watch to dramatically improve my productivity over the course of a day and create a more efficient use of my own time. For this, I use the Apple Watch modular face. I'm going to hold my finger down here, and that's going to show us the watch face. If I hit edit, I'm going to be able to show you the complications that I use regularly. The very first one is the top left, which is just a timer. Throughout my day, there's often times where I'm working on something and I don't want to spend more than a certain amount of time on that thing. So I'll quickly tap the timer, scroll down, hit the time that I need to work with, and then go for that time. It's an easy way to let myself not have to think about what time it is and how long I've been working, and that way I can fully focus on what I'm trying to do. I think it's useful and you might benefit from it as well. The bottom left is going to be my podcast. I have this one because I'll either use podcasts or books here. I'm regularly listening to podcasts or books that are informative, whether it's business related, entrepreneur stuff, or just health things. Sometimes it's just thinking stuff about tactics and strategies. And that's an easy way to quickly get into that material. It also serves as a regular reminder that that's where I want to spend my time. So that's nice. Then I have this middle one, which is the weather thing, and I have it selected to the rain conditions, and that's just so I know roughly what the conditions are outside. It's easy to check the weather, that's not a big deal, but having that right there just as a quick reminder, okay, you know what, it's going to be raining in 3 hours. I need to be aware of what I'm doing and maybe make some plans accordingly. And then this last one, my bottom right, is just my alarms. And what I have done is all throughout my day using the Apple Watch, and you can set up as many alarms as you want on this thing, which I love. I've got alarms set for different times. So like my next alarm is going to go off at 5 o'clock. And so I know I can see that on my watch. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing at 5 o'clock, that's my next stepping point, whatever the thing is that I need to do. So that's there just as a general reminder throughout my day. And I've set up alarms for the different time slots. Now, the last thing, and this is where I truly captured the ability of the Apple Watch to help you be more productive, is the one in the middle. That is my today reminders list. Now this, combined with the Reminders app on the iPhone, allows you to, over the course of time, it's going to take you some refinement, structure out a daily routine that you would like to repeat regularly and identify the most valuable things in your life and make sure you're spending time, at least a little bit of time, on those every single day. So I'm going to walk you through some of my own personal things, just as I think the best real world examples of this. And I think it will help you understand why the Apple Watch might be the perfect companion to help you gain productivity and efficiency in your own life. Let's dive into it. So first off, I'm going to tap out of here, and you can see that right now it says that at 5 o'clock I've got crunches. Now, the reminders are not the same as the alarms. This alarm is my reminder that I need to go home and spend time with my family. This is just to make sure that I do crunches at some point during the day, and I have it set for 5 o'clock so that I can always get to it and tap it, ideally before the thing buzzes on my arm. But when it buzzes on my arm, that'll be my reminder to go do my crunches if I haven't already. So if I tap this right here, it's going to show me exactly what I have going on today, what I've already done, and what I have left to do. If I didn't complete one from earlier in the day, like my business vision, I just didn't tap that, but I have already been brainstorming that, and I'll probably look into it more later, so I'm going to leave that one alone for now. I haven't done my prayer and Bible with my daughter. I haven't played with my family yet. I'm not going to call my parents today, more than likely, so I can go ahead and tap this. And that's set for 7 o'clock anyway, and that's going to clear out and then leave me with the rest of this stuff that I need to do. Hopefully that clears out. Oh, now it's switched to tomorrow, but it'll go away in a second. If I tap this one, the H4, that's my stretching. I've already done some stretching today. I might do some more later, but it's not a big deal. Those should clear out as well. And as you can see, I've only got a few things left to do today, and then I will have completed the day. I don't always do everything on the list every day, but these things pop up at the same time every day, and it's just that quick little reminder of, oh yeah, do I want to do that today? Yes, I do. It helps me remember, or rather it keeps me from forgetting the little things that I want to do every day to get towards the big goals that I have. Now, let's go ahead and pull the phone over for a second so I can show you exactly what's going on here. In the phone app, this is the Reminders app, I have a list called GIS, and that stands for Get in Shape. Now, the SHAPE acronym is SHAPE. S stands for social, which I use as the goals that I have for people around me or interactions with, the public. like my family, things like that, but then also the general public. The H stands for health, which is me focusing on my physical fitness and making sure that I'm in the best physical fitness that I can be. The A stands for academic, and that's where I focus on learning, education, and mental and psychological improvement by reading books and listening to podcasts. The P stands for personal goals, the things that are fun and matter to me, things that I enjoy and that I think would bring pleasure and joy into my life. And then the E stands for economic goals, which is where I focus on making sure that I'm looking and growing in my business, education, and knowledge, and that I'm specifically focused on finding ways to make more money to provide for my family. So that's my SHAPE acronym. And I have made sure to lay out different reminders all through my day that fit with that. So for instance, the business vision, I've already talked about, the crunches and so on, but you'll notice that once you check them off, they reset down at the bottom. And so now I've got, at the end of the day, tomorrow I have a note from my wife. So I always make sure every day that that thing pops up at 7:10. And I have almost never forgotten to do that note. However, if I'm rushing in the morning and I'm not thinking about it, I'll look at my watch and be like, oh yeah, I want to leave a note for my wife. And then I'll go do the thing and then I'll tap it and I move on. It's just a simple little thing to make sure that I stay productive and focused on the things that matter to me. If I scroll down, you can see I've got like pray for my family and do push-ups and curls and stretches and Bible. And then I've got like my running a mile and different things listed. All of these things are things that I have already decided are important to me over the lifetime that I have to live. And I want to make sure that I'm regularly growing and improving in those areas. So that's how I did it. A simple way to do this is you create a reminder. You can tap a new one. I'm just going to hit on this one. You can see that I've labeled it E1, and the E stands for economic because this is focused on business and focused on a business vision. I've set the today date, and then I've set 11 o'clock as the time, and then I've set repeat daily. And the reason that you do that is by repeating daily, it will always show up in the today list, which shows up on the watch. And that way you end up with exactly the information you need to make sure you're following through on the goals that you've set. Now, in order to do this well, you first have to spend the time to figure out what do you want? What matters to you? Once you've figured out what you want, then you've got to figure out what you're going to do to get to where you want. And once you've figured out those two things, you just got to put it in the list and set the times throughout the day that you're going to regularly do those things. This takes a little bit of time. Originally, when I made this list, I had certain things set at other times of the day and quickly realized that that wasn't working out because I was getting a ton of vibrations on my wrist long before I would ever get to the thing that I wanted to do. So you want to make sure that you set the times roughly after when you would normally do the thing. For me, I have the running thing set for 5 o'clock because I'll pretty much always run by 5. But I'll usually run in the morning anyway. And I used to have the running thing set for like 8 a.m. because I would always run in the morning. But then when I didn't do a morning run, it would vibrate and I'd know I'm going to be running in the afternoon. So I got to leave it there. It didn't work out well for me. So I moved it to the afternoon. But that's just trial and error. You're trying to figure out your own schedule. This will make you very aware of when you are doing certain things and all the time that you're wasting throughout the day. I regularly, when I'm not doing anything, will look down at my wrist and be like, oh yeah, that's the next thing that I wanted to make sure I do. So it's just really helpful to create a generic timeline throughout your day or a schedule to make sure you're doing the things that matter. For instance, one thing for me at the very end of the day is read a book, post on the social, plan financial future, and then audiobook or podcast at 8:45. The reason I have the audiobook or podcast set for 8:45 is I can turn out all the lights. I don't have to be on a phone or I don't have to have my Kindle out. I can just put headphones in and close my eyes and listen to the book as I'm kind of fading off and then just take the headphones out while I fall asleep. I've got the reading of the book and other things earlier in the day because that's going to be obviously when I'm using light to read and it'll keep me up. So this is my entire setup, which allowed me to turn this watch into the most efficient and helpful tool for my own productivity. And the main reason that I'm sharing this with you is because I wanted to show you how you can use the Apple Watch in a way that is not just a watch or a fitness tracker or just other random information. Like you can actually turn this into a super tool to help you 10x, 20x your own productivity if you use it well. And I just lost my screen, which is fine. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more content like this, please like my channel, subscribe, let me help you learn more about products. My goal is to give you the information you need on the stuff that you want so that you can make the better buy, but I'm also going to help you with just other life stuff in general and share my own life experience to improve yours. I hope that this helped you, that you enjoyed it. Like it and share it with somebody that it might help, or maybe even let them see an idea of how they could be using their own Apple Watch to change their lives. And that's it. I hope I'll see you in the next one.